Welcome to yet another episode on Mwelekeo TV, where we take Kenya's conversation on governance, youth and socio-economic realities deeper and bring them closer to you. At Mwelekeo, our mission is simple. We turn data into dialogue and dialogue into action. So today, I'll be your host, Vivian. I think the last time I was here, I was a guest, but today we change a little bit. I'll be the host, and our guest has been associated with bold student activism, fearless leadership, and unfiltered critique of power. Ndege Serikal. He's a University of Nairobi alumnus, a political science graduate, a political strategist, and one of the most outspoken voices in campus politics. His journey has been marked by multiple expulsions, suspensions, and fiery confrontations with authority. And yet, we see a consistent commitment to amplifying student and youth voices. So Ndege Serikal's story goes beyond student politics and gives us a bigger picture into youth in governance, the evolution of activism from campus corridors to national debates, and the lessons we can all learn about courage, persistent activism as well. So in this episode, we'll revisit his leadership journey, explore how youth can shape governance, unpack Kenya's socio-economic realities from a youth perspective, and a reflection of the future of activism and inclusion in the country. So karibu sana Ndege Serikal to Mwelekeo TV.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So let's start with a very simple question. How many times were you suspended from the University of Nairobi?
Oh, first is, as you heard, my name is Frederick Ndege Okun. Serikal name is a name that I adopted in campus, also Bishop and other names. Okay. So if you're talking about University of Nairobi, I was there between 2008, 13th of October to 2nd of December 2016.
That's 8 years.
That's 8 years, a whole 8 years. So in total, the suspensions I got were 8 in total and 2 expulsions. So I managed to get back from each. Sometimes the suspensions were all happening at once. Right. Expulsion also happening at once. But in total, 8 plus 2, that's 10.
So in a span of 8 years, there were 8 suspensions and expulsions.
And 2 expulsions.
And 2 expulsions.
Yes.
So what is it that made you keep pushing to get back to the university instead of, just letting them do their thing and you stay outside?
One, my suspensions were based on student activism.
All right.
They were based on, one, fighting for the rights of students, opportunities, and academic freedom.
Yeah.
So when you have gone to the University of Nairobi, a school as important or prestigious as the University of Nairobi, your aim as a man is to start and finish.
Yeah.
So if you're suspended in the process of expanding the academic freedom, your aim is to, during that period, you come back to school, you continue with where you have left.
Yeah.
So I had the passion to start and finish. That's why I kept on going back.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you please take us through the journey of, leadership and expulsions and suspensions? What do you think was making many student leaders and others like GPO Olu get assassinated? What was the cause really at the time?
One, you see, I joined university first of all in 2008. At that time, we didn't have the new constitution. We had the old system, the one they more used to have. So students were viewed as enemies of the administration in the school and also enemies of the system, the government system that was. Those were the days when students used to speak. They used to take the university as a place of freedom and as a place of molding that leadership that was there.
Yes.
So the government used to be afraid of the student voices.
Right.
Because you see, SONU or even KUSA and the other unions of the universities, they used to nurture that.
Yeah.
So that academic freedom, they used to suppress it. So any voices that used to come from the university, they deal with you. One, you be suspended or you be expelled. Or in case of GPO, they had to assassinate him, which was quite unfortunate.
That's very unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a way of control of, one, you control the students, because students were also seen as people who were championing the interests of the outer community and the broader youth voices.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. So, Ndege, you've been known to be a very close confidant to Babu Owino, current MP for Mbakasi East.
Yes.
So how did your friendship come to be, and probably what are the lessons you have drawn from that relationship?
One, we joined campus on the same day with Babu on 13th of October 2008.
Okay.
We are actually age mates. Babu was born 87, 10th of October. I was born on 26th of January 88. That was way back. So he's about 105 days older than myself.
Wow.
So we have been actually peers, and we've done a lot of things together.
Yeah.
So when we joined University of Nairobi, that's where our friendship started. So we've done a lot of things. The leadership journey has been long. He's sought for student leadership, student representation.
Yeah.
After that, we went to Embakasi. So it's been a relationship that has been growing, both of us, for a very long time.
Yeah.
We still keep tabs, we still talk. Now he's going for governor, I'm going for Langata.
Wow.
We still keep on talking and nurturing each other.
That's very formidable.
Yes.
And also we've had names like Karl Marx, we've had Tito and Lugosi and others. What role did they play in student leadership according to you? And maybe you can also take us through some of the unsung heroes we have had in student leadership. Yeah. Can you please tell us something about them?
Yeah. In the past, actually after Kenya got its independence and Kenyatta banned opposition, it is only the student leaders and the lecturers who actually took that gap, filled it up, and were protesting.
Right.
So students used to protest over any particular reason, for any reason. You remember the Iranian Revolution in 1979? Students protested and supported that.
Yeah.
When Gaddafi took power, students also went to the street to support that. Those were things which were happening outside the country, but student leaders used to support that. So we had the likes of Orengo. When J.M. Kariuki was murdered and body found in Ngong Forest, J.M. led students to them. James Orengo led students to participate in that and protest.
Yeah.
We have other people like Rumba Kinuthia, who is also a lawyer, Otieno Kajwang the late. We had so many student leaders. Tito Adungosi in 1982, he was among the student leaders who participated in supporting the coup. Remember the coup took place in KBC?
Yeah.
Just a stone throw away from University of Nairobi.
Yeah.
And when the soldiers had called and they had said that Kenya is now under General so-and-so, which in that case was Ochuka. Students from University of Nairobi left the messes and the lecture halls. Wakaruka tu wall wakaenda KBC. Some of them took alcohol, wakaanza kukunywa. Some of them started going to radio and participating. Yeah. Most of them went to the streets. So when Moi was returned back to power later on in the day, the crackdown started, students were arrested, and people like Tito Adungosi spent a lot of time in police cells and detention. Some of them died. So those are unsung heroes. I can even say here that there are some like Isaac Ruto, who is a former governor of Bomet,
yes.
Who was also a student leader at that time. We have so many other people, so many students.
Who have really shaped the story of this nation.
So many, yeah.
So Ndege, your activism at UN made you both admired and controversial at times. Looking back, do you think your fight in student leadership or student matters give us a bigger picture, or rather contributed to the larger struggles for governance and accountability in Kenya?
I would say I went to university at the right time. And the only unfortunate situation is that we didn't have the new constitution we have now. Millennials of that time, our generation, we are the people who brought in the new constitution in 2010. So we fought, and it came at a time when we were still students. So we mobilized for these guys, and we brought forth the new constitution.
Yeah.
Number two, I cannot regret for any particular issue. I can just say that, okay, so things happened. You were in campus. Before I even coming to UN, I was already in Strathmore University, where I was also expelled. So I came to UN with a baggage of expulsion.
Where were you expelled from Strathmore?
I was, I'd gotten, after KCC nowadays, we used to have 2 years.
Okay.
We used to stay outside for 2 years. Kwanza unamachua, shida na kupiga, unakuwa strong. Ukiingia campus, you've known how life is. So those days, I was good in maths in high school, so I got a scholarship to study in Strathmore, CPA. So once you got a scholarship, there was an issue with the VC. That's a private university.
Right.
So they wanted to reduce uniforms and stuff. So I led, as a student leader there, I led that to refuse and to revoke that. You come here, my friend, we can't have you here. You have to go. So when I came to UN the following year, I had already gotten some guys in Strathmore. Tulikuwa now already. So the activism continued. So you enter in campus, you're already a marked person. So I can't say I regret, although some decisions have been controversial, but you journey on.
Yeah.
This is life. Yes.
Okay, so at Mwelekeo, we dwell on research.
Yes.
And we've studied how citizen participation is often tokenistic. Kuna history ya pake, you're given a small amount of money to do something, or, agitate for change, or for student leadership or activism. So do you feel that there is that kind of tokenism even in campus? And do you think that students can be heard, or were they rarely listened to, or were they really heard at times?
The issue of tokenism has not started now. It's been there since days of Kenyatta.
Yeah.
Since even the colonial period, there was still tokenism. Guys were being paid to attend meetings. What the youth need to understand is, once you've been paid, and once you've entered the spaces where now your voices can be heard, the fact that you're paid, how you came there, does not affect your voice. You should air your concerns, and you should make sure that at least whatever you are supposed to say carries weight. The problem we have nowadays is that you find most youths, especially in our political parties, they have been reduced to menial jobs. You find somebody in a whole event where people are discussing the future of a particular party or a particular country. You find the role of the youth ni kuserve watu drinks, kupigia watu piano, kuosha mguu za viongozi, to do petty things. Now when the people want to discuss the future and the most important things, wanatolewa nje, wanaambiwa now don't come and speak. We will call you when we need to put out slogans and stuff. And that is unfortunate, because personally in campus we used to be heard. Or sometimes, as we used to say, you be unnecessary for you to be necessary. So tokenism is not going to end now. It is just that now, how do you take advantage of those spaces that you've been given to make meaningful change?
And when we look at the country, we've seen many leaders, political leaders in the country, cut their teeth through SONU.
Yes.
Do you think SONU offered you such an opportunity to be able to, even you've told us you're vying to be MP Langata.
Yes.
Do you think being in SONU and being in activism shaped you as a person?
Very, very, very important. I wouldn't be here without SONU. I wouldn't be the man I am today without the union politics. SONU has built so many people. One of the things that people underrate about student politics is how you manage the pressure itself. Because life will throw so many things to you, and so many things will be thrown. Stress na vitu mingi. But the student politics helps somebody, one, to navigate how to deal with people, generally, just the general masses, to know how to deal with interest, personal issues, because there are so many issues in student politics.
Correct.
3, kuna how to deal with the media, how to make relations with politicians and other people, how to communicate, because you can't communicate to the outside people, kina mama mboga, if you can't even communicate to your classmates.
True.
Or your roommates, or even lecturers and stuff. So student leadership, SONU in particular, played a very big role in nurturing most of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you being at the forefront of youth advocacy, from your perspective, do you think that young Kenyans today are given real space to shape policy, or is tokenism still a thing?
Tokenism is a thing because, one, you shape policy through a framework. We have manifestos where parties are the ones to develop manifestos. Most of these political parties that you see today, the leading ones, the top 3 or 4, they have similar manifestos. Personally, I've taken part in writing manifestos of so many parties. Wengine wanachukua wanakopi tu. So the youth, I know, because we have the energy and the vision and even the foresight, we sit down, we develop most of these manifestos, especially those ones which deal with the youth spaces and deal with the national event, the impact itself. So youth want to handle that. Where the problem comes in is where, after a party has won, it has been given now spaces. Now we want to use to represent these in Senate and Parliament. Kuna trust deficit between our elders and the youth.
Yes.
So the elders feel like, oh, the youths are going to outshine us. The youths are going to do ABCD, which is not fine. So they reward. You find somebody who is 80 years old representing youths. You find somebody who is not disabled. You cannot say that because uko na headache every time, that's a disability.
Yeah.
No. We have to get real people who wrote the manifestos, who have the policies, who have the energy to represent those spaces. So tokenism is still playing a very, very negative role in our politics.
It should be abolished.
Not abolished per se, but it should be condemned, and youth themselves should reject it. Yeah.
So youth should reject tokenism, as you put it.
Yeah.
So after the 2024 Gen Z protests, through our research on Mwelekeo show,
yes,
we came to know that many Kenyans, especially the older generations, admired Gen Z's courage, but they disapproved their ways of, of their methods in terms of activism. That means they used social media cartoons where we could see the president in a casket and many other leaders, breaching parliament, and also attempts to occupy State House. What do you make of this, Ndege?
One, every generation has its own ways of dealing with stuff. Gen Zs cannot use the old means that we used, or that Kina Orengo used, or Kina Raila used, the late. Gen Z have to come with their own ways, because the duty of liberating a country at a particular time falls to a particular generation. So I was really impressed because with the Gen Z protest, personally I was there. I participated. I was one of the people who were there.
You will kunywa tear gas.
Not only tear gas. What I found new, our generation used to be given tear gas alone. This time there were water cannons.
Yeah.
Nakwambia, there's some trousers of mine which are still pink, green, these are chameleon colors. So back to your question.
Yes.
Gen Zs came with new ways of doing things. They came with the creative approaches, and that is how they know how to do it. You cannot tell them now, do this, mfanye hivi. Just the same way we used to say, you cannot mourn somebody differently. Gen Zs have brought for us a new way of doing things. As older generations, we have to support. We just have to encourage them to continue fighting and to do things in their own way. Better, at the end of the day, we want liberation.
Right.
Yeah. And
so how do you think, you said it differs from your era. How does it really differ from your era? How the Gen Zs took their approach? One,
as somebody who participated in the protest for Gen Zs, the first thing is the numbers. Unajua protest ya Gen Z, what I liked about it, you enter town, unaingia na El Salasi, there is a demonstration of youth there.
Yes.
Then you think, hii ndio imeshika. We walk again up Kencom. Sasa hapo ndio iko moto. Now you say, kwani hapa what's happening? You go again to nini hapa hivi Ronangala. Kuna another Gen Z fighting there. You go to GPO, another group is there. So that confusion and that mass mobilization never used to be there. As we used to have people moving together, so police used to scatter us very easily and very fast. So here Gen Z, one, mass mobilization, the numbers were scattered everywhere. Wengine, you think your town meja, Thika Road, some are still coming. Kiambu Road, Ngong Road, sijui wapi. So that was a new thing.
So you could say they're speaking from the same point of...
Same point, scatter the police. So the police resources are scattered very fast. Jega zinaisha saa 4. Police cannon maji imeisha saa 7. So that was a good thing. Number two, what you're saying also is the gender inclusivity. When we went to the protest for Gen Z, the first protest, the first days, it was all genders across. You find ladies, you find men, you find all people across. So that was also an additional thing. Because when you make the protest safe for even the girl child, so you include everybody. The disabled are there, everyone is there. That was a plus.
What do you think are the practical steps that the government of the day and also the institutions we have could take to ensure that youth voices are heard and that are also impactful in making policies?
Very simple. You include youth in every decision-making steps that you take. You cannot tax people without representation.
Right.
So first things first, any major policy decision that government wants to implement, consult the people, put these people in town hall meetings, in universities where Gen Zs are mostly, in these Huduma centers, places, sit down with people, listen to their voices. If you come up with a tax, for instance, that is going to affect people, content creators, for instance, aujakaa chini na content creators, you don't know what they're thinking, you don't know what they're going through, so you want to introduce a new tax, you have not involved them. So people, activation and involvement at all levels must be, that's a practical way. The second bit, nasema, use the new channels that the Gen Z are using. Go to social media. Engage them on those spaces. You cannot tell me that, we have an engagement space, come to City Hall at this particular time, people have to use fare. Why not just break it down to maybe TikTok? Yeah, we've seen White House in US opening a TikTok account to engage the people in that place. So why is it that our government cannot engage youth where they are mostly spending their time?
Yeah. And I see that one recurring theme in your activism was the fight for fair opportunities.
Yeah.
So if you had to set 3 urgent priorities for Kenya's youth today, what would they be?
One is registration to vote. That is a very important priority. You cannot just say that I am not going to be part of it, or so and so has not taken, so I can't take. You have to be politically conscious all the time. So you have to register to vote. 2, skills acquisition. You have to acquire skills. In whatever you do, nowadays systems in a change.
Correct.
We're looking at AI opportunities that never used to be there 10 years ago. So you cannot say that, employment is not there and stuff, and yet you're not adding skills to yourself. Skills include videography, photography, skills in AI, and many other tools. So acquire skills as a young man. 3 is just independent reasoning. You have to think on your own. You have to have the ability to think on your feet. Usiongojea ati nani atakuja aseme ndio tufanye the same. No, just be your person. Think on your own. Think on your feet. Yeah.
I hope the youth are watching this and taking from Ndege. And how do you think taxation and fiscal policies in Kenya today are affecting youth aspirations today?
They're affecting because, one, you see, if you have to tax what I have to do, and whatever I remain with, ndio lazima ni fend off my family. Because you see, like now, raising kids in this generation is quite hard, quite tricky. Because you see, like, government overtaxes you. Every corner you turn, unataxiwa. Kuna indirect taxes na kuna the direct ones also. Then also you're being told that these spaces, nowadays, jobs are created on new platforms. Like, for instance, content creation. Just use an example like that one. And then you tell like youths, sawa, whatever you're going to earn, we are going to overtax you or tax it half. So overtaxation, or even tax that does not meet the demands of the youth, inafanya watu wasifanye those kind of jobs. People shy away. People even fail to get capital to be able to do and to venture into such things. So I will ask the government to, for instance, don't overtax people on new platforms that you don't understand. Let the people go and do their things. Yeah.
Josie, I was talking to some youths and they said they're being taxed even before you launch that business. You're already being taxed.
Yeah.
So if they do away with that, I think we'd have more youths.
Then there is double and triple taxation. You go and you register business. Umefungua biashara. So business name registration, you have been taxed already. You come to operate in Nairobi, there is business permit. You have to be taxed for that. Kuna a couple of other over 20 taxes that you have to pay, which are all should be merged just together, and you allow people to pay just the minimum one, and they continue to operate their businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, student politics is very similar to national politics, and we all know that it's quite male-dominated. So what do you think, from where you stand, or where you sit, Ndege, what do you think are the challenges that face women in leadership or rather in politics?
The challenges that face women have always been there. One is violence. When violence comes through, most people don't want to participate because, as women have a lot to lose in a violent situation. Even in countries where there's war, the first people normally suffer the women and the children. One, because the women have to take care of the children. Most of the time, the men are not even there in the house. So when you make politics violent, whether in campus or national politics, you reduce the participation of women. Sometimes this is done deliberately to suppress the votes. Because if I know my opponent is a woman, or if my opponent is going to get women, I introduce violence to limit the number of people who are going to show up for my opponent. So violence is the first way and the first challenge that women face. 2 is access to finances and capital. Because politics is expensive. You need to print posters, you need to go take nice photos, you need to hold meetings with supporters. So finances. Male domination, finances. Men have been supporting men from long time ago. They are mentored. So access to capital, access to that advice is normally there.
Yeah.
Women sometimes are challenging because of that finances bit.
Okay.
Then also the other industries which support and work hand in hand with politics are also quite male dominated. Look at the media. Before you penyeza tu kwena able to be seen, your views are heard, also another problem. Number 4, which I think also is bad in this new generation, is about bullying, cyberbullying. You find a man participating in the same seat with the same lady. All of you have the same nice policies, but the woman faces more cyberbullying, attacks, insults, body shaming, and a lot of things. So those are things which need to be addressed.
Yeah. So Ndege, as a progressive male like yourself,
yes,
what are some of the steps, or rather some activities or policies that you'd put in place to ensure that we have inclusivity across the board?
The first way to ensure things are inclusive for everyone is to create an environment where people are allowed to speak their minds. So if you are in a political party, allow for spaces which are safe, where guys can come and talk, chat about issues. You must be, as a leader also, you must be open to positive criticism. So usichukulie personal, don't bring emotions in politics. Just say, okay, sawa, I've heard what you have said, hivi na hivi. That includes women, that includes younger people, that includes even people you don't agree with. So in as far as opportunities are concerned, open up spaces. And these spaces do not include only political parties. It includes even simple places that we manage, maybe groups in Facebook, groups in WhatsApp, groups in X, and other places. Allow for people to express themselves. Yeah.
You've often been termed as a radical person. And do you think where we stand as Kenya, do you think we need that kind of radicalism, or do you think constructive engagement is what we need as a country?
Yeah. You see, there are some times when radicalism can help, and there are some times when constructive criticism can also help. But in a system that is designed to punish you even before you make a word, sometimes radicalism in a help, in a idea. So radicalism does not mean that you are not being heard, or that your decisions are not gonna be accepted or anything. It just means that you are ready to go the other way if this other way that they're trying to force on you doesn't work. Yeah.
And what advice would you give a Gen Z activist who is out there to turn that energy into sustainable impact? 1,
participate, register to vote. Hawezi ukaongea tunataka kuchange and you cannot register to vote. We know very well that in our society, in a democratic society like ours, we are not a monarchy. We are a republic. So in a republic, there are elections after every 5 years. The only way you can change, you can participate in making that change, is registering to vote. So register yourself to vote. Number 2, your vote is not going to work if you don't have informed choices. So you have to continuously read the Constitution, continuously engage yourself in spaces where people are talking about politics, continuously be somebody who is ready. You know what they normally say? If fishermen are not fishing, they are repairing the nets. So you might be contesting in 2027, or you are waiting to vote. But what are you doing between now and that time? Engage yourself in civic education, read about the Constitution, engage leaders in whatever space you can find. Social media, on the ground, be ready.
So now, looking ahead 5 to 10 years from now, Ndege, what do you think is going to be the role of the youth in shaping this country?
The role of the youth starts now. This thing of youths are leaders of tomorrow should be something of the past. We saw the way the Gen Zs walieka Ruto pressure. I'm even surprised Ruto now ametulia sana. He's like amesahau vitu mingi sana. He's talking about Singapore and other things. People say he's talking about Singapore, but he's behaving like Somalia and other places. So I think youth engagement, the way we saw from the protest last year, starts now. And I've talked about those spaces. Take the vote. People are registering to vote. Take the vote. Number 2, ile momentum isikufe. Continue engaging these people. Continue being on X spaces and other places. Keep the fire burning.
Now, you've been a kingmaker for long with the likes of I'm already calling him a king, Babu Owino. So what next now for Okung Ndege Serikal?
Yeah, I've made kings in my life. I think I've the longest history in campus politics for introducing more students into student leadership.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of kings in my time. And I am not tired of making kings. It's just that you see, like, sometimes you also have to get your time. When the time is right, you also rise and you also try. Because if you have a bigger capacity and a bigger platform, you can make more kings.
Yeah.
So as I've said, I'm going for elective. And after that, you increase your capacity, build more kings, or become a king yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where exactly, which constituency again? At least maybe you can look at that camera and tell us where you're going for the elective seat.
I am going for the constituency of Langata. That's where I was born and raised. So I'm contesting for Langata position. Actually, I'm not competing.
Yeah.
I'm going there to dominate.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will not be responsible for casualties that will be happening on the ground. As I always say, there will be no mercy.
Yeah.
Opponents watakimbia. It's either we win or they lose.
Yeah.
Very simple.
And I follow you very much on Facebook, and I see you telling us about, are they vitendawili or
no,
riddles? You
those
can tell
are
us one or two riddles.
Those are proverbs. You know,
yeah, proverbs.
Okay, proverbs are the things you use to navigate through life. And these are things which we never just woke up and read about them. We lived through them. Personally, I have been there in campus and we've been broke. So we saw the situations.
Yeah.
So when we say, for instance, that a man who cries over a woman doesn't know where alcohol is sold. You know, those are things which happened. It's not like you're not just saying you sat, you were broke. Your friend was crying because of a woman. And you're telling them, okay, ujui walipombe na uzo manini. So we were there. You can also say, okay, sawa, you know, a man suffering from diarrhea does not ask for directions to the toilet from a stammerer.
Yeah.
Those are things which happened when we were there. We were sitting in the hostel and we saw. So some of these things are very important.
Yeah.
You can also say a man only appreciates their buttocks after they develop a boil. These are normal things.
Okay, Ndege.
Nitakumaliza na nini. Let's take it easy.
We may have to go to a break, but finally, what's your message to young Kenyans watching us on Mwelekeo TV about courage, opportunity, and building a future they want to live in?
One, be fearless, because when you are fearless, then opportunities multiply.
Yeah.
You have to be fearless, you have to be bold, you have to be ready to hold the government accountable, and you have to do that through your vote. Lastly, you have also to question some things. Like now you see the president is talking about Singapore all the time. You also have to be learned enough. Personally, I did economics and political science in University of Nairobi. One of the things and lessons we used to be taught is for a country to move from third world to first world, there has to be something called explosive economic growth. Explosive economic growth just means things are working, systems are working.
Yeah.
So if you take Singapore, for example, it doesn't have natural resources like we have.
Correct.
So for us to move from third world to first world, we must have abundant natural resources, which we have as a country. Two, there must be a skilled labor force, which we have. Universities are producing graduates every day, every time. We have even TVETs and other institutions.
Sure.
We have to have a market for our manufactured goods, which we have. So I see the president going all the time outside, looking for markets, signing deals. The other fourth thing is we need to have capital for investment, which we have in plenty, both locally and outside. The only last part where we are being failed is that we need to have a government that supports both agricultural and industrial development. So when all those factors come and youth are also ready, then we'll move to first world very fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Ndege, for being in our space today at Mwelekeo TV.
Yes.
Maybe you could just look at the camera and give us a parting shot.
Yes.
Before we close.
Most importantly, at this time when our country is gearing up for the political season, I ask youths to come out in large numbers and register to vote. Do not fear, usitishwe, whether you're a lady, you're just fresh from campus, you're still in campus, you have taken maybe 10 years unemployed, you're working somewhere. Take it upon yourself to be aggressive, to be vibrant, usitishwe. If it's about money, look for ways of partnering and networking, raise the necessary funds, come and represent the people.
Correct.
Yes.
That is about it, and that brings us to close of this episode. I was your host, Vivian Omboi Kabiru, a digital branding and marketing specialist. We hope to see you on our next episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you.